Hi, I'm Ryan, TS Paranormal Productions. I'm here with Ashley and Spooky Barb, two local investigators from Northeast Ohio. I got the pleasure of meeting them when I did an investigation at Riders Inn, and it was supposed to be a solo, but I think I spent more time talking to you two than doing anything, which was great. That was a great investigation. It was a lot of fun, and came back a few weeks later and did the same thing. Talked to Barb. So we'll get into it. Whoever wants the generic questions. How'd you get into the paranormal, Barb?
Oh gosh. Well, it started when I was a kid. I think that's the story with everybody. Everybody saw something when they were younger. I definitely saw something probably when I was about between 8 and 10 years old. Long story short, there was something next to I would sneak into bed with my mom because my dad worked third shift. And there was something next to the bed and scared the heck out of me, of course. And as a kid, you cover your head and you look back, it's gone. Did I really see that? But as a kid, it scared me to death. But what concreted it for me was several years later, my parents had bought me a group of books. It was like by Time Life, and it was wizards and witches and fairies and all that. And one of the books actually had a picture of what I saw next to my bed. So I was like, well, okay. So then after that, just, little things here and there that you see. And I moved into an apartment when I turned, I think I was either 17 or 18. I moved in with a neighbor, my best friend growing up, and we moved into an apartment in Willoughby, and that place was very haunted. So it just went from there, my obsession with it. And then I think it was probably in about 2012, I actually went to Mansfield Prison and did my first public ghost hunt, and it was off to the races from there.
Man, I was like, damn, you're going straight to possession right out the get-go.
Right. Obsession, not possession. Oops.
So Ashley, how'd you get into all this?
Oh, I was born into it. It started, I was born into a family of very intuitive women who had their own experiences, but they really tried to hide it. I paid attention though, and the older I got, the more I realized that some of the men in my family picked things up that they didn't always talk about. But probably my first experience of remembering my own firsthand experience would be, I remember as a kid I saw shadow beings a lot. And then the first real memory that I have was we were living in an old house in Geneva on the Lake. And I was in the attic bedroom, and I came up from the bathroom one night in the middle of the night, and there was a whole German Shepherd sleeping at the end of my bed, but I could see through it. And we had a German Shepherd at the time, but she couldn't get up the stairs, and she was downstairs when I went up. And I ran back down to tell my mom, and she was like, "You're probably just seeing stuff, or maybe it's your guardian." And then the Ernie incident happened at that house. And that was where my brother had a nap time Ernie, and it just started talking from the attic. And after quite a few experiences with him and trying to kill him, I finally smashed him with batteries, and I think he only ever made a noise once after that, and my mom finally got rid of him. And then it just escalated from there. It seems to find me more than I seek it out.
Does that scare you?
No. I've always been very curious.
That's good.
Yeah.
We have Donna on. She's watching. Donna, I'm so sorry. You're, I know, one or two groups. I don't want to mess this up. I was trying to find my notes. I am terrible with names. Donna, if you're watching, what group you're from?
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
I want to say Paranormal Girls or Paranormal After Dark. Maybe she'll say later, but she always watches. So,
awesome.
So Spooky Barb. I'm going to call you Spooky Barb from now on.
Ashley can explain that to you.
I was going to say, my boyfriend actually termed that name for her after we were going on ghost hunts with her, and I thought it was perfect.
Yes.
Verona Ghost. Donna, I just met you, Donna. My bad. My bad. I can't see your picture. Plus, my eyes are really bad. I was just with them the other day. Verona Ghost Hunters is a great group out of Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
He's had the state right. So I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
We derailed it for you.
So, what is your group name?
I have a team of 5 girls, and we're called Crew of Darkness Paranormal.
Crew of Darkness Paranormal. You're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, well, we don't actually have a team page. We actually turned it into more of a public page. It's called Paranormal Gathering page, because we just figured we wanted to share it with everybody and have everybody share their team information, con information, all that kind of stuff. So we just made it public and changed the name. So, but we're still out there. We haven't done a whole lot lately. I have been kind of slowing down a lot due to some medical issues, but I still like to get out when I can and do some investigating if possible and support the cons and the causes and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So Ashley, you're not really part of the group, but you join every now and then. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you just kind of like solo, like, hey?
I go where the wind takes me.
Okay. Go where the crystals point you.
Yep.
So that's cool. That's kind of how. I still have a group, but I've been not trying. It's just the way like life is. Like, it's just sometimes easier. Like another group's doing something. Hey, I'll jump in. You get invited. So.
Right. Exactly.
7 team members. It's very hard to get everybody together.
Right.
I find it a lot easier. Just collab with people.
That's always fun, and it's always interesting to see how different people investigate.
I love it. Like I said, Donna from Verona Ghost. I've been talking to Nacho for a while. I think I looked the other day and it was amazing. Like our emails, there was like 87 of them or something like that. Like, whoa, okay.
Right.
Finally got to meet them. Great investigators. Everybody we met that night we had 27 spirits there also, and I cannot pronounce the other name that was there. They're a new group, but everybody was fun and we had a good time. But yeah, and we talked about that. It's fun investigating with new people, but you got to be careful too. There's some crazies out there. So
absolutely. And hi, Kathy Sparrow. I see her saying hello in the comments. She is a dear friend. If you don't know Kathy and you're coming to MadCon Saturday, you will meet her. She's wonderful.
Yeah. Every year I have to work during MadCon. It's terrible. So won't be there this year. I'm trying to get a few of my group members to show up, but we'll see what they do.
It's always a good time, and it's for a good cause. So it's always fun. And every year it gets better and better. They raise more money. It's for cystic fibrosis, and you get to tour the building. You have, free room to go through the building. There's vendors, there's some local celebrities, and it's always a good thing. So definitely make it out if you can.
Spooky Barb's going to be there, local celebrity. So,
yeah, I don't know about celebrity, but I will be there sitting in my chair somewhere.
I'm actually going there the 22nd with RC Paranormal from Southern Ohio. So
I've talked to them on Facebook, I believe, but I don't think I've actually met them yet. So cool. That'll be fun.
Neither have I. So we've been trying to get together for like a year. So it just happened. He's like, let's do Madison. I'm like, sweet. And he's like, I've been there 3 times. I'm like, well, this will be my 13th time. So
right. I think I lost count. Ooh. That place is awesome.
Hopefully it's lucky number 13. They don't know this and they're not probably watching this, but we're going to do double S's method up in the attic.
Nice.
The 2 rooms for 13 times the darkest rooms for me. We got to get some answers out of those rooms. So we're going to do a double Estes in both those rooms and see what happens.
That'll be interesting.
So that's one thing that's been coming up a lot is the double Estes method. People doing it. Getting some pretty good results from it. So I've never done it. We're going to try it out the 22nd. Verona Ghost Chasers did it. They actually had, I don't know who was in there. I don't know if Nacho went in there or not. I think Nacho did. Nacho and one other guy. There's 2 coffins in a vampire room. They did double Estes in the coffins. So
now, when you say double Estes, do you have the 2 different SB7s running? One person asking questions, or?
I was downstairs investigating when they did it. So I believe it was 2 different SB7s or spirit boxes, whatever you want to use. So they got some good results. I didn't watch a YouTube video yet. I plan on it. Just time, work,
Right. Catching up with everything.
Yeah. So it's never going to happen. So. So we're going to talk about where I met you two, and Ashley. So I'm from this area. Riders Inn's always been like a, even when I was a kid, it's haunted. It's haunted. And you post on Facebook. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going. And I'm going to do a solo. It's not that big. Then I show up and Ashley's sitting outside and she's like, Barb's inside. I'm like, okay. I know who Barb is, but I knew you weren't Barb. So talked to Barb a lot, did some investigating, came back, talked to Barb more, and you came inside. And, you really weren't supposed to be there, but you felt like you were supposed to be there. That's what you told me.
Yeah.
So why?
That night, I don't know. It was actually strange. I think if I remember correctly, I texted Barb that morning. Didn't I? We were chatting that morning, and then you were like, hey, if you want to. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. One of those spur of the moment. Hey, if you're free.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool talking to both of you. I mean,
for me, that was one of the best experiences I had with external tools. Like those lights that you had, I still can't get over them.
Tripwires.
I'm still I need my own, I think.
Those are cool. Those are definitely cool.
Yeah, so it was Damien, Michael, and Nacho did the double Estes. Did you guys use 2 different spirit boxes? We'll see if he gets back with that. But yeah, it was very interesting. We talked about mediums and sensitives. I told you how I felt about them. I'm not knocking anybody, but I can tell you one thing. And I talked to my group after talking to Ashley. I'm like, you got to meet this girl. Like, when you impress me with that stuff, because I am not impressed at all with crystals, tarot cards, nothing, but you impressed me that night. So
Thanks.
I guess you made an impact on me into a different realm, I guess you want to say, and made me a little bit a believer. So
we love to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was telling everybody like, oh man, this girl, Ashley, she was, I couldn't explain half the stuff you were doing, but it was cool. You opened my eyes up a lot, which I'm always open for. And you proved me wrong on a lot of stuff. So
I do still want to meet your team and do an investigation together at some point.
Yeah. I mean, like Sarah, we call her, she has a lot of nicknames. Scare Sarah, Air Sarah, Screaming Sarah, Run down the hall as fast as I can Sarah. I mean,
Spooky Sarah.
No, she ain't spooky. She's scared. So, and she's deserved all those nicknames. Trust me. But she was she's a very good investigator. She's she has a lot of fear of the paranormal, but she's willing to put herself out there. And I was telling her about you, and she just wanted to meet you so bad. She was like, I gotta meet this lady. She was all into it. And she's like me with crystals and everything. Okay. So no, I mean, we'll get an investigation soon. Maybe I'll run out Madison, sometime soon, and we'll get it together. Just maybe my group and you two.
Yeah, hey.
Sounds good to me.
We'll do it up. So I mean, Ashley, sorry, I'm like reading comments in here and there, but
You're fine.
I don't know why they're both the same. But Ashley, when did you like really get into crystals, tarot cards?
Oh, I've been into crystals and rocks my entire life. I probably actually started studying and learning more about them the last 8 to 10 years. And then as far as tarot cards, so what's really funny about my family was super intuitive women, very psychic. Almost couldn't get anything past them, but they didn't mess with certain tools. Like to this day, the eldest women in my family, my grandmother and my great aunt, will tell you stay away from Ouija boards to this day. What I've learned though in my own experience is you give power to the tools. You can take it away too. So as far as cards went, I've been playing with playing cards since I was young and like obsessed with them. I was very adamant at a young age about learning how to shuffle different ways. My dad was a poker player, and I always thought that that's what it was about. But did you know that playing cards were actually created, I believe, by the gypsies so that they could read tarot without being detected by mainstream society?
Hmm.
So then actual tarot and oracle cards, I got into those probably within the last 6 to 8 years. I don't personally always use them necessarily as future telling tools. I like to use them as where people currently stand, or use them as advice if people are stuck. Can we use them for looking into forthcoming events? You can, but what I want people to understand about that is that you can draw cards, and in 30 seconds, you could change something in your system, your beliefs, or in your decision-making process that then makes that entire reading shift, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't teach people, like, we don't use that as Bible always. It's more as suggestion, advice. But I mean, really, you can use them for a lot of things, asking questions and getting energy reads.
I mean, I mean, you were messing around. I don't want to say messing around, but whatever. You were when I was there. You're using them, and it was interesting to me. I mean, what fascinated me about you was the study and the scientific of crystals that you put the time into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really fascinated me, because you knew, like I told you before, I met a lot of people who know, do a lot of crystal stuff. And it's just, I don't want to say generic terms, but pretty much what you get off Google is what they use it for. And I don't know how many crystals you had there. You had it's like fish tackle boxes of crystal. I mean, but you knew every single one, every single thing, and what it possibly can or can't do. Am I explaining that right?
Yeah, so well, and I will say about my crystals, when I started collecting, I really wanted to feel the differences in them. And it wasn't just about the crystals, but it was about fine-tuning my ability to read my own energy and the subtle shifts in them, which really just helps with everything in life. It helps with investigating, but it helps with feeling other people out, your surroundings. But I've always been super curious. I can't accept something because somebody tells me that's what it is, or because a book says it. Like, I need to experiment and I need to understand the why and the how behind it versus just, this is a crystal and this is going to make you feel better. Why? How? Can we test it? And that goes, I mean, when you actually learn that we share minerals and like the minerals in crystals are in our bodies and our energy fields being affected by that. And when you learn that they're actually putting like quartz in our cell phones, like there's quartz crystals in our cell phones, you start to go, there might be something to that.
Yeah. So if anybody's on that has any questions about crystals or want, Ashley's opinion about crystals, go ahead and ask them. I mean, I asked a lot of questions at Riders Inn, and I actually had no idea what I was asking. I was just asking questions. So,
Well, even just the ones that affect the EMF and everything when she was using
that
the
was
different.
cool. That was interesting there. What was that crystal called?
Shungite.
Shungite, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was affecting EMF, and I'm there to hunt spirits, and you're blocking them from me. So, no, it was cool. Barb, like, I know you dabble in like crystals and, sage and stuff like that. I mean, what's your take on the whole crystal and?
Well, I wish I could keep it all in my brain as much as Ashley does, because I can't memorize. I know amethyst. I know, quartz, rose crystal, the differences of a couple, your favorites, the ones that are good for protection, this and that. But her mind is just, it's amazing to me because she can keep that all in her head. She's amazing with astrology. There's just so much. But for the crystals, for me, I personally just, I laugh because I tell my husband I'm a cheap date. Just buy me rocks. I don't care. They're beautiful to me. So to me, it's just more the look of it. And then I will use some for protection and whatnot. But yeah, so it's just, for me, it's more of, I'm just attracted to the looks of the crystals, and hey, if they have powers that help me, that's great too. But I wish I could memorize them all. I struggle with that.
I want to give her credit for her intuitive attraction, and most people are. It's actually really interesting to me, especially when I started in crystals, and I was starting with those. When I actually dove into astrology and like esoteric symbolism, it was insane to me because the crystals that I've been attracted to my whole life were the crystals that work best with my energy and my being and my zodiac signs. And that blew my mind. But what I've always found when I ask people, like, what's your favorite crystal? And they have one, it's always fitting and it's intuitively on. And that's what you're really good at, Barb, is you're really good at intuitively picking those things up and what you need, whether you remember what it's called or not.
Right. Well, that's good. Yeah, I know what works for me when I need it. The green one is good for this.
Yeah. And that, hey, if you know that part, then you're already ahead of the show.
Yeah, I think, Spooky Barb's like 99% of the people out there that use crystals, looks, feelings, like, I think this one's going to work for me type stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that because you're going with your, I guess, gut feeling, your gut energy of what's going to work. Intuition. Yeah. That's how majority of people live life. So nothing different than a crystal, I guess. So, oh man, Bobby Nacho's on. How's your back, Bobby? He hurt his back right before the investigation, so I'm glad he could make it out there. But yeah, crystals. Ashley, I kind of hate you for this.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
You got me more intrigued into them. I have all the crystals up here that you gave me. Every now and then I'll go there and look and see if anything, I guess, speaks to me. Nothing yet. So,
and that's okay. Maybe they just need to be in your field.
Yeah. So one day I'll get there. One day. Yeah, you probably shouldn't climb that coffin or casket. The bad back. It's probably a bad idea. You probably climbed the one I climbed into, and there was a rod straight in your back the whole time. So.
When I was at Grand Midway, I wanted to spend the night and sleep in that casket, but it was so uncomfortable and it was so far from the bathroom. I'm like, no.
That was the deciding factor.
It was. It truly was. I'm like, that is way too far for me to walk to the bathroom.
I went into it.
Like, no.
I was doing an Estes method in there with my buddy Bird. Was asking questions and I wasn't getting anything. So I'm like, just close the casket. Like, we got to get somewhere here. Still nothing, but as Nacho says, all for science. So
Right? You
yeah,
never know what's going to happen and not.
no, I mean I have my recorder going also, so
Mhm.
maybe something's on that. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second, Nacho. So what do they call it, like mirror scribing, or when you stare into a mirror?
Mhm. Scrying.
Hmm.
Okay, that's mirror scribing. I've done it a few times just out of boredom,
Mhm.
at places. I'm gonna tell you what, like it was freaky as hell in that casket room. I've never had anything close. I've done it probably 4 times in my life, and usually, like your eyes will, start playing tricks on you. You'll see it a
Right.
little bit different. And this is gonna sound like BS because to me it sounds like BS. But I kneel down, staring in this mirror, and my face disappeared.
Ooh.
And
And this
I
was in
can
the
look.
canopy room?
No, the casket room.
Oh, okay.
There was a little vanity, and I could actually see behind me, like through the mirror.
Mm.
Shook my head, and you guys know me, so I'm like, let's do this again. So I did it again, and like my face just went blank, no eyes, no nothing. But I could still see. Then these 2 black eyes started popping out my face.
Ooh.
So I backed out. Like
That'll
at
freak
that
me
point,
out.
I'm done. I'm like, that's a little freaky. Like I've done this 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, nothing even close. And it wasn't like I was staring for a half hour. We're talking like 2-3 minutes. That's it.
Wow.
So of course, me being a good friend I am, I'm like, hey, Bird, go do this.
Your turn.
Awesome. So he kneels down, stares in the mirror, and it's like a minute, minute and a half. Black eyes come out his eyes, growing. Then his ears start growing points real high up.
Ooh.
And he freaked out a little bit and he was gone. Like he's like, I'm done with this. Yeah, a little freaky. I never had that happen. As I'm telling a story, it sounds like BS, right? I mean, but it was a personal experience.
Right. And that's the thing. Personal experiences are the best experiences for yourself. People may not believe you, but that's what I want to feel anymore. When I first got into this, I wanted every piece of equipment. I wanted all the bells and whistles. I wanted the coolest stuff. And I will just say, I get tired of lugging all this stuff because you use half of it every time you go, if that. So I've gotten to the point where I have like my 3 favorite things. And other than that, I would just rather sit there and listen and look and watch and feel more than
Yeah.
anything.
I did have the camera going above me the whole time. I was actually doing a spirit box, and I'm about to listen to the audio. There was one voice coming over in that 6-7 minutes, the same voice, like I am here, stuff like that. So
That's
I can't wait
crazy.
to actually get the video out there.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So like
Sorry.
mirror scribing, yay, nay.
Oh, it's absolutely a thing. I had an experience when I was a teenager. We were playing the Bloody Mary game. But none of us said it the 3 times. And it was almost like shifting faces quick. And since then, I've learned that you can lock and protect your mirrors because they are energetic portals and liminal spaces, thresholds. So interesting observation I made. I have mirrored furniture in my bedroom, and when we very first moved into this house, I did not protect any of the mirrors or cover them, and it kept feeling like a freight train of energy every time I would lay down in bed. And so mirrors amplify anything that's in front of them, and they say that they're energetic thresholds. So yeah, absolutely. I've had things look back at me. I've had times where I've walked past a mirror and it was like somebody was standing off behind where I was standing, and I saw them in the mirror, but then when I turned and looked, they poofed. And it's funny too, because looking back as a kid, I was terrified of them. I would run past them so that I didn't spend too much time in front of them and I couldn't see anything in them.
Yeah.
And I
There's
have an
the-
obsession with mirrors in my house, but yeah, you must protect them.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, the whole don't have them across from each other because you're creating a portal.
Yes.
I noticed that at Riders, somebody said in the bridal suite, they're like, "Oh, you've got the mirror right across from the tall standing mirror." I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna just need to turn that a little bit."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it can create an energetic chaos of just bouncing that energy back and forth. And then when
Yeah.
people get in the way, it can affect your energy body.
Right.
So I'm the type of person that is not going to believe it till it happens. I mean, that's why I did the mirror scribing. That's why. Um, some people are going to hate me for this. I will put two mirrors across from each other and sit in between them during investigation.
You
Just
got to
to
do what you right. You want to see what's going to happen. See if there's any truth to it for you. You know, it just depends. You never know what's going to happen.
Barb, I
Hi,
just sent you.
Chris.
Barb, I just sent you a text. It's a picture. See if you can see anything in it. So the why I did the mirror scribing is because when we were doing live, when I was in the casket, Bird saw something, a face in the mirror. And we went back to the live, and that's what we got. I mean, I haven't put it up anywhere, but
I'm waiting. It's not here yet.
that's fine. No big deal.
Yeah. It might take forever. I live in the boonies, and it takes forever for.
It's all good. It's all good. Again, if anybody has any questions for Barb or Ashley, I mean, from Northeast Ohio, both have done a lot of
Oh, hey,
investigation.
Chris. Chris is on. She's one of my team members. Chris Wright. Chris Wright.
I'll send you that picture here in a little bit, Nacho. So, I mean,
Hello.
yeah.
What's happening?
You're all breaking up. Spooky Barb's getting spooky over there. She's like frozen.
She's frozen in the darkness.
Yes, in the darkness. Send her a spooky picture and look what happens.
I was going to say there for a second, I thought I saw a face in her frozen screen. I'm screenshotting that.
Oh,
Her
she's
house
gone.
feels interesting. Her property is interesting too.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, like, what investigations have you done lately? Anything?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I investigate as I walk this earth every day.
Okay.
So my house's activity has been kicking up lately. Most of the time it feels like my mother, who has been gone for 5 years. Sometimes I can feel other family members come and go, but there's something else here. And interestingly enough, we have on the back corner of our property, there's something about our wood line that has always just told me no. So I like to explore. I love the woods. I'm a nature girl. And I've lived at this house for 11 years, and some part of me just does not want to have any part of those woods. And so my boyfriend and his brother went back there the one day, and they found a legitimate witch's circle of stones that you could see from satellite. And so I think that might explain something, but it's interesting here. It just feels different, and some of it feels like Native American, some of it feels like pagan. But whatever's in the house is almost like I literally hear 50s music play at the one end of our house, and nobody's playing it outside. I don't have neighbors close, and I see a man, I'm guessing from the 1950s, walk through my living room all the time. But lately, it's been getting more interesting. Like the footsteps are picking up, um, lights turning themselves on and off. The best one ever was the candle, which I blame on my mother. There was a candle that lit itself while the power was out. Um, Pretty much everywhere I go, I'm feeling something, but the last official investigation I had was with you and Barb at Riders.
Okay. Nacho wants to know your favorite place What has been your favorite place to investigate so far?
Oh, that's tough. So I really love Riders, but I think Madison Seminary was good. I've been to a few different places and I've gone to a lot of like in personal people I know's houses and
Yeah,
investigated on my own. But I really enjoyed Painesville Poorhouse. I can't remember what exactly they call it now.
that's
Um,
that's
what
up and
was it?
down. That's up the hill, right to the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I felt more grief and like despair in there than anything else. It wasn't necessarily evil or bad, but it just felt full.
Okay.
And that was a pretty good experience.
Yeah, I've looked
Um,
into that, but I can never get in there. So,
yeah, I think it was probably well, my mom was still alive, so I want to say it was like 2018 when we went,
oh,
and
Spooky
that was
Barb's
amazing.
entering the stage. There we go.
Ooh, sorry.
Welcome back.
Lost internet. It was moving really slow, so my husband had to try to shut our TV off to try. Gotta love living in the country with crappy internet.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to pick like a favorite place. I mean, everything's so different. Like Trans Allegheny's always been one of my favorites, just because of the history. And I guess Madison I like, and I'm trying to prove that Sarah's room, there's nothing there. I mean,
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
mean,
of different opinions on Sarah's room for sure.
have I gotten stuff there? Yes. I've had my chair hit pretty hard twice in the back, where it actually pushed me forward, like someone punched the back of my chair. But besides that, it's not much to me. I mean,
It just depends because there's days when it's super active. And I also believe, depending on the energy you bring in, the people that are with you, you're going to get different. You know, what's going on with the weather? What's going on? You know, there's so many things that change what happened at a location. I think that's a huge factor too.
yeah. Nacho, you talking about Riders Inn in Painesville? We'll see what he says about that. But
Okay.
I might know somebody that could get you.
Perfect chat.
Just saying, I got some
Right.
connections.
We can find your connection for you.
The attic has always spooked me out. All right, Riders Inn in Painesville. Okay, Nacho. I guess I'll have to make some calls on that one. But
Only if we can come too.
okay, Barb and
No,
Ashley.
it doesn't have to be a requirement.
Secret. Barb and Ashley are my contact for Riders Inn. So you're in the right place. We'll get that. I don't know. We'll talk and see when we get that done.
Sweet.
Again, but I lost my train of thought. So the attic of Madison is always scared. Like that scared me, but it's the darkest. For 12 times in a row, the back, past the doctor's office, chair, the back two corner rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Those two always seem to have very high energy, dark energy to me. And it's not like one time. Every time I go there, it feels just bad up there. I've had my name. Oh, she said Deb texted you today.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think the page gets checked about once a day, and they should offer you a phone number to text or call to get set up, booked, everything like that. So
Nacho, you're going without me. It's like 2 minutes down the road from me, man. No, it's a cool place. So that's why I want to hit Madison again. Besides that, I mean, Bel Air House is cool. Want to go back to Old Hospital on College Hill. I did not get much at Old Hospital on College Hill, but you can tell something's there. So definitely want to go back there.
It's always different. It's interesting, definitely, to go back several times to a place and see what happens, because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about, get some generic stuff down. Favorite piece of equipment to use?
I'll let Ashley go first.
Favorite piece of equipment? Probably, well, for me, I'm just a simple girl. I use my body and my EMF reader, but if we're talking equipment overall, that would be your string lights.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think you fell in love with those.
Oh, I'm obsessed. And I've really been trying to talk myself out of buying my own pair because I'm like, do I need them? I mean, I kind of do.
They would be cool to have.
I think
Yeah.
Nacho has like the 36-foot one.
Jeez,
They're
really?
amazing.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, he wraps the whole house in it. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
So Kathy and Deborah said, yeah, definitely. Third floor of the attic. I think Madison, the women get the major hits.
I was
Like-
going to say that's where I would get so sick.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I could see that because, and I know there have been times when my daughter Madison has been there, and I used to help volunteer and do tours there. And at one point, she was like she was my helper on the tour, and I had mentioned that to one of the people that were on the tour that she's in the medical field, and we were up in the attic, the asylum attic area later. And she got extremely overwhelmed. She felt like there were just people breathing in her face. She couldn't move. She couldn't speak. So I took her out. As soon as we were off the third floor, she was absolutely fine. But I made sure to take her downstairs. I said, get outside, walk outside, hug a tree, do something, ground yourself. But she definitely had some experiences there. The first time her and I went there together, we had some interesting experiences, and we ended up right before Adam bought it, her and I went on our own investigation there, just the two of us in the seminary by ourselves, which was quite interesting. We went live a couple times. We didn't really have much happen, but we both felt the need to go back in there and kind of face our fears. After the first time she went, she had gotten scratched, and it was her first investigation, so she was really nervous about it. So we did go back together, and it took us a little while to go up to the third floor, but we made it up there, and we sat to where we could face out to the main big room. So we were right in front of, to where you could sit and see both hallways. And we sat up there for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and nothing happened at that point, but
I think your husband turned the TV back on.
Can you hear me?
Hear you. You're frozen though. She'll come back sooner or later. So yeah, Deborah, the stairs are not fun at Madison. They're not terrible, but when you're done, go down and you forget your recorder up there. Yeah, that's not fun. So I think I left my recorder in the attic one time for like 3 hours recording. So that was a good time going over that. I guess males can be targeted. I mean, it feels like girls just have more interactions, I guess, at Madison compared to anybody else. But I've had my name. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me, and some guys have. It just seems like the women have more, I don't know, spookiness in Madison to me on the third floor. So another thing I say, I mean, Kathy can probably agree or disagree with this. When it's cold in Madison, it's a lot more active to me, from my experiences. So we've done it plenty of times. I've done it when it was like, I don't know how cold it was in there. It felt like it was like 10 degrees, but it was probably like 30 something, 40 maybe. It was pure energy the whole time. I've done it in the summer, not so much. Went back in the winter, nonstop, energy. So
it's interesting that you say that, because remember when we were at Riders, and I was hearing wait until the sun goes down, and then when it got dark, which it typically gets cooler, it got really active. That's a really interesting observation.
But that happened also when last time I went back when you didn't go. So I had most of my team there, and I made them go up separate, and it was still light out. I made them go up separate, one at a time, and just tell me which rooms. Like I didn't tell them anything I had experienced or we did. They got nothing. Then we went out. It got dark out. I think we did the dining room area for a little bit. Then it got dark out, and I made them do it again, and the energy changed.
Mm-hmm.
I had people that wouldn't walk down the hallway. They made it to like, was it Billy's room or whatever that was?
Yeah, well, remember that male energy came in that did not like women?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's night and day because I've worked there and with Barb, like volunteering during the day, and then at night it's like a complete shift.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's cool though. I don't know if we got some stuff there the second time. I have to go over the recordings, obviously, but it's always fun to go to. The mirror closet. You're talking about Madison. What's that called? Yeah, the mirror closet. I've been in there a few times. I've done Estes by myself in the closet. To me, it's a prop. I don't get anything. What's it?
Madison?
Yeah, the Devil's Toy Box. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
The first time I went there, it was dark. I mean, I know it's all mirrors, but it's so dark you can't even see the mirrors. So the second time I went there, I got little tea lights, battery tea lights, and put one in the corner so you actually see the mirrors. I thought it'd be a little freakier. I think it's a prop. I think you can call spirits in there just like anywhere. My daughter got scratched in there. We did a Estes method in there a couple times. Had my daughter and another investigator in there, closed them in, left a cell phone in there on speaker, and we went down a hallway and asked questions. And we got some good responses. There you see, Paranormal After Dark, Pennsylvania just jumped on. How you doing?
Hi.
I called them out earlier, but I was totally wrong. So, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, Kathy says it's interesting observation about the cold because they get a lot more people in the fall. So maybe because more people are going there. I'm gonna tell you, in the winter it is cold, like cold in that place. And Ashley, that's when I would like to take you when it's cold out to see what we get there. Dress warm. I'm talking stocking cap, jacket. I mean,
oh, I'm a freeze baby, so I'll be 5 layers deep.
Yeah. I was totally fine the first time until someone mentioned something about 2 in the morning. They're like, "Oh, it's so cold in here." Then everything hurt. So it's okay. I'm here with Ashley. Barb was on, but she's having a little technical difficulties on her part, so she jumped off. They're local investigators that I've investigated with once with Ashley. It was great, and we're gonna do some more soon. But if you have any questions about crystals, tarot cards, she's astrology. She's
energy.
Like I said before, she's into it. She studies it. Turned me a little bit into a believer, just a little though. So we're not going all the way there yet. So, but you never know. It might happen. I doubt it, but it might happen. Do you have any like one place that you really want to investigate? Like I'm talking anywhere in the world, like bucket list.
I've always been drawn to Mansfield, but some part of my soul says no. I've had dreams since I was young that I need to be careful because energies could attach to me. So I am very careful and I listen to my gut. But probably Mansfield. I'm trying to. Oh, Barb just texted me. Her internet is being weird. She's trying to hop back on. She's
Oh,
working on it.
yeah, she just texted me too, so we'll get her.
There was. I'm trying to think. There was a place that I watched on one of the. I used to love to watch all the shows, and my mom had like every DVD of Paranormal State, and I'm trying to remember what the one place was that I was really interested in. I cannot remember, but there's another place. I don't know if they offer investigations. In Asheville Harbor, right up at the point, there is an old Victorian dollhouse, like right at the point, and it overlooks the Asheville River and the yacht club and everything. That was always said to be a captain's house, and all the locals always said it was super, super haunted, which probably the most haunted house I ever lived in was in Asheville Harbor. So I've always been really interested in that. But like I said, I don't know if they actually do investigations. I'm kind of just always open. Like if the opportunity arises and my gut says, let's go, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
in. But I really wish I could remember what place. It might have even been in Columbus. Is it the basement? There's, I think it's all brick and it's like a bar and nightclub that's down in a basement.
I'm all about basements, so
They say it's somebody said it was the most haunted place, and I had never heard of it, but that would make sense too because with stones, especially like brick and some of the thicker stones, they trap energy.
yeah.
So if there's no flow, it would make sense as to why those are so haunted.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go over to the UK sometime. That's like my dream. I mean,
Yes.
I did a podcast with Emily Paranormal from over in the UK, and she's out all the time. And she did the True Crime Museum, and she got to go in there and do an investigation. I don't know. She was in there a long time, but with all the artifacts of true crime and everything, and probably in a building that's built in the 1600s, 1500s also. So I told her if I ever get out there, she has to take me there. So she said she would. So I just got to get over to UK sometime.
I do have to say, Nacho, that is amazing. He said I had a follower until I went to Mansfield. When I left, he stayed there. I would hope that would be how that would work for me. But I'm glad that you brought up Europe because I forgot about my experience when I went to Scotland, and that was pretty wild. We stayed in some old castles, and there was not the Balmoral. It was in Loch Lomond. It was an old hotel, and it is very active there, which it would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
But there was a man that walked through my room to the point that I really thought that it was a human person. Something kept turning the TV up. I felt like I was being watched through paintings in the hallways. And for the most part, it just felt like very curious energies. Um, but we did go into one of the like official castles that like kings lived in, and I can't remember what that one was called. And that one was probably the heaviest feeling. But that was really interesting too, the Scotland trip.
Let's talk about Nacho for a second. What he said, a follower in time
Yeah.
field. Then he goes, I knew he was looking for somewhere to go, but I didn't know where. Just got lucky. Now, is it possible? Because sometimes you feel just like connected that you have to go somewhere. Could it be the follower saying, like, influence you to go there? I mean,
Me or Nacho?
Nacho can do that too, but Oh, you picked him at the Bel Air house. That's why last time at the Bel Air house, nothing happened. Thanks, Nacho.
You're taking all the locals.
No, I mean, you. I mean, is it possible that you get influenced by a follower because they want to go somewhere?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's ancestral too. There have, oh, actually, today was a very good example. I was going to my friend's house. She just moved to a new place, and this happens to me quite often. I set my GPS for her house, and it was taking me, and I was pretty sure she was on one road by where we live, and it was taking me further north. And I ended up in front of my great grandparents' house, who was like, that great grandmother was known as the family witch. And so I roll up to the stop sign, and there's her house. And the last time that happened, it was also my GPS messing up, and I ended up right there, and it looked like she was standing on the front porch, and I blinked on purpose because I was like, no, and she was gone. Um, but it just makes me laugh because I find out, oh, actually, perfect example. I find these things out later, like I'll go somewhere and I'll talk to a family member later, and they'll be like, that was your great great grandma's favorite hangout spot. And I'm like, what? But the craziest one I have, I was just telling my brother about this. Um, I lived in Geneva, and we were actually on a ghost hunt, me and my friends, one night. We started at cemeteries. I was probably 17. We went to a couple cemeteries. I love those. Trask Cemetery. Have you ever heard of that? It's
I've
out in
heard.
Hartsgrove.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Is that like the oldest cemetery or something?
It's up there, but I'm not sure if it's the oldest. We have found a hidden cemetery back in the woods that's so old you can't even read most of the tombstones, and I think that one might be older than Trask. You can't even get to it anymore. But we were investigating that night. We were just checking stuff out, and it was around Halloween. And we were driving down a little side street in the city of Geneva, which is where I grew up. And they turned up this one little side road right by our old high school. And I was like, stop, what is this place? And my friend's boyfriend was like, oh, this place is abandoned. We've heard from some of our friends that it's haunted back there, and they've been chased out of there, which is also similar stories to Trask Cemetery. Like my dad had stories about that place, and so have a lot of other people I've spoken to as soon as you say the name. And it doesn't feel good there. Like I don't go there. And if we drive past there, it's like I go quick because something about that place does not sit well with me. But anyway, in Geneva, he told me that, and he was like, let's go back and check it out. And I was like, we're kind of trespassing. And he's like, nobody's lived here for years. Nobody's coming. So we went back there. We did have some experiences. Like it sounded like people were in the woods, but there's no houses that close. Um, we swore we heard somebody continuing to walk up behind us. And then my friend's boyfriend heard somebody call his name. I don't think I was with them when that happened. But then the next morning, I called my mom, and I'm like, "You're never gonna believe where we went and did it on." I'm describing it, and she's like, "Wait a minute, are you talking off Sherman?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Does it go down a hill?" And I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "You realize that the last person to live there was your grandfather when he owned an apple orchard?" She's like, "I drove tractors there." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I've never showed you that place." She's like, "How did you end up there?" I said, "I don't know. We were driving past it, and I was like, 'What about this place?'" She's like, "Yeah, it's in your blood." And so I asked her, I'm like, "Did you have any experiences there?" And she was like, "Oh yeah." She was like, "It was so haunted." She's like, "And I used to say stuff to my dad about it, and he would just be like, 'Nope, we don't pay it any attention, and you don't give it power.'" So his MO was just to ignore it like most people. Nacho's cool. He told me he wanted to go somewhere, but he didn't tell me where.
People are losing audio for some reason. They see us type. We'll see. Oh, I type and it goes in two different places now. So I forgot I was on YouTube also. So no, it's cool how you can I don't know. Like I had we did Trans-Allegheny. Then it just felt like I had to go back there one time. Like it just felt like we were trying to find a different place to go to, but it just kind of seemed like Trans-Allegheny was. Okay. It just felt like it was calling me. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think I had attachment or anything. Maybe I did have a follower. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to read questions too here, but
Me too. I was just rolling through the comments.
yeah, religious beliefs. I mean, that's something we've been talking about a lot lately. I said I had Project L&M on last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was very interesting. They're a Christian paranormal group, and it was a very, very good podcast, in my opinion.
And what was their name?
Project L&M. You don't see it too often. It's coming up more about, Christians and the paranormal. Same thing. They've been looked down upon, but also looked up upon because they're going with their beliefs too. So, but it always amazed me that they do a lot of private investigations to help people, and probably some that look down on them want their help.
Yep.
I mean, it amazes me.
Well, and it's really just fear, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's the way you grew up too. I mean, very religious families and all that. I mean, I had my friend Baha, and actually I'm wearing his shirt tonight. So Lake Erie Shadow Hunters. Everything's backwards on my camera, but I'm right there. Lake Erie Shadow Hunters. I had him on my podcast a while ago. Actually, my probably one of my most popular podcasts was with him, and he did not want to be on a podcast. He hated it, but he did very good. But his family was from Puerto Rico, and they lived in the mountains when he was younger, and it was looked down upon. I mean, they knew there was paranormal, but you don't talk about it, And he said his family was a little leery about him doing all this stuff. His kid got into it, and he wasn't sure about it. And I had a drawing one day that you can win a hoodie or a investigation that I'd pay for. And he took the investigation. So he went to Madison, and he just wanted to see what it was about. And he said, after doing it with your group and you, I felt comfortable about my son doing it. So it was kind of nice. And they've gone a few times out with us, and they do a lot of like Madison Seminary flashlight tours. There's only 2 of them, so it's harder to get out.
I think Hollywood's made everything so dark, evil, and heavy when it doesn't always have to be that way. And it also does depend on the person going in and their energy.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood's so fake. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you kind of made me a believer in crystals. You might make me a little believer in orbs too. I doubt that. I think it's more realistic. You make me a believer in crystals than orbs. It's always a demon, Nacho. You know that. But orbs, I think there's just. I think we talked about riders. Like, there's just way too many other things it can be.
Right.
And I'm not saying it can't be, but I think 99% it's something else. So I can't take really any evidence from that. Ghost Adventures is a great one. They see 550 orbs every episode. And no, sorry, I can't do that.
Right.
So,
yeah.
All
the dust.
All the dust. The bugs. Like they had one that was like, you can see the wings fluttering. And they're like, that's an orb. I'm like, oh, it's a moth. Come on, dude. You can't say everything's an orb. And I think I got kind of hooked on that with Ghost Hunters with Jason. when they first started out, taps, they'd always bring him evidence of, look at this. And the guy's like, Jason would be like, dude, don't ever bring me orbs again. Like,
For real.
there's just too many other factors it could be. Yeah, I mean, if you're not debunking stuff or trying to debunk stuff, you're in the wrong field. That's all I got to say. I can say Ashley's very good at this. I mean, we talked a lot about it when I was at Riders. What do you consider yourself, a medium, sensitive, psychic, or all three?
I mean, by some people's definition, could be. I don't like to label myself because it's a slippery slope, but I definitely feel things. I definitely know things that I can't explain. And I've always been sensitive. Always felt things. The mediumship, I probably shied away from my whole life until about the past 5 to 10 years. And I've had many different individuals, whether it be psychics, mediums, readers, energy workers, tell me that I have mediumship abilities, and I did not want to see the dead people. And what I didn't know is that we do have a choice. Like, if I could teach anybody that's listening, you're in control of your space and your energetic body at all times. So if something scares you, you just shut it down and banish it from your space. Once I really learned the power of how that works for me, especially because I believe it to be true, I wasn't as afraid of it anymore, and you learn to just shut things off. But as far as labels, I don't really love them. I'm just a sensitive. I know things, I feel things that I can't always explain, and I'm very sensitive to energy and energy fluctuations.
I mean, we talked about it, and I like to investigate with you and Barb because you're sensitive to energies, you feel the energies, but then you break out equipment to verify those energies.
Yes.
And that's what you need. And I bring this up every podcast, and I'm sure people are sick of me talking about it, but you can't say you're a famous medium and just say, hey, now I think I did Paranormal After Dark. I said this one time. You can't feel like, hey, there's a little girl in this room, then walk away. Like, who's going to believe you? I mean, you do. I mean, everybody has their own experiences. But if you had a recorder, go in that room and get a little girl's voice on that recorder, you just kind of verified your abilities. I mean, that's, to me, that's what I want to see. I have no abilities. My ability is to hit record on my recorder. So, I mean, you talked about.
You have abilities. You just haven't honed in on them.
You talked to me about that at Riders, and I don't know. I think that's a conversation me and you can have on our own. So, there's a couple conversations we need to have on our own. There's one I do want to tell you about, but I don't want to say it on here because people might think I'm crazy. But it really hit
everybody here. I mean, aren't we in good company?
Yeah, we are. I mean, I love all these people. I think everybody's been on my show or watched it or I met them. That's on right now. I mean, I said everybody I've ever had on a podcast, dude, it's unbelievable. This podcast so far, just the people I've met. Nacho, we already know that. I'm gonna say that because I said you're awesome. That's what you know, not that I'm crazy. So, no, I mean, I think you helped me one time. We're gonna leave it at that. Me and you will talk about that off camera. So, because it's a little sensitive to me. So I don't know.
I'm wondering. I don't know if we're gonna get Spooky Barb back.
No, I don't think we're gonna get Spooky Bar back, but she did give me the okay for Riders In. To share it, I'll put that on my Facebook page. I'll share it to get a hold of her. She does volunteer at Riders Inn to help with the paranormal. I am allowed to say that. She helps the owner right now getting it ready for a bed and breakfast. So they're getting that back up. From what she told me, it's going to be about 6 months. Then they might stop do the paranormal there, from what I understand. We'll have to see what the new owner wants to do with that. So if you get a chance to go to Riders Inn in Painesville, I'm not say a small place. Don't bring a lot of people, but it's definitely a cool place. I think it's 1812. It was built, so a lot of history there. It's just cool. Underground Railroad, everything you want to do is at Riders Inn. So I mean, if you guys are coming from a decent little stop, you always do Riders Inn at Madison the next day. You can stay at Riders Inn too. It's a bed and breakfast. So you can stay there, then we can hit Madison the next night. So get a little sleep.
Yes, it is, Deborah. It is part of the Underground Railroad. I think the new owner has been where Barb told me the section where it pops out in the back. I think he just cleared all of that up. I doubt that we could actually like go in it, but we might be able to get closer to it or at least check it out.
Yeah, definitely. We had some
Steel
good hits.
Mansion. That was one I wanted to ask you about.
That's around here, right?
One?
No,
Yeah, it's actually right down the road from Riders on 20.
Yeah. No, I've not been there. I've heard of it.
I wonder if they do. Go ahead.
A lot of these places are hard to get into.
I've gathered.
I think it's getting more popular now that, they might be able to make a little extra money to, help maintain the building. So what do you think? I'll bring it up since, and everybody else can give their opinions. What do you think about the Conjuring house being up for sale?
Oh, I thought, or was it the museum? I thought that comedian bought it.
He bought the museum.
Oh, okay.
From what I heard, it's $4,000 a night.
Jesus.
And you have to have all video, audio edited by them, reviewed by them, and they charge you to review it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No. Conjuring House is going up for auction Halloween night.
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I
I
say good luck to whoever buys it.
I heard rumors that's going to be probably no less than $4 million.
Oh, that doesn't shock me at all.
So the daughter who's part of the Conjuring, original story, came out and says she knows who she wants to buy it. She won't say who. I think it's Jason, because he's been very supportive of the Conjuring house. But I heard Matt Rife already put a bid on it and they turned it down. The comedian.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the problem with these people buying these houses for even $1 million, $2 million. How much do you have to charge a night to get that back? I mean,
yeah, that one's never called to me. Especially the denser stuff. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it'd be cool to go there. I don't think just to investigate, just to be cool to go there and see it, and that's it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, people are gonna think I'm crazy. I've never seen one movie of The Conjuring.
I was gonna say, I think I saw one.
I've watched one Halloween. That's it for horror movies.
I was gonna say, I wasn't a big horror movie girl either.
No, I think they're stupid.
I agree.
I mean, I think I've said this before, the two scariest movies I've probably watched, and they're probably not horror movies, was The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock.
I just talked about that today. Whoa.
And that scared me. I think I was 4th grade. My mom made me watch it. Didn't make me. I wanted to watch it. I didn't go outside for 2 weeks because every time I went to the door, there was a bird on the freaking telephone wire. I thought it was going to eat me. And one of my favorite movies is not a horror movie. It was The People Under the Stairs.
That was a good one. The birds got me too. I think Freddy Krueger got me the worst because I always had nightmares. And I just felt like that was scary because if it was something you couldn't escape even in your sleep.
Yeah.
But it was less about like Freddy Krueger being scary himself. It was more about the concept.
I think I did watch Scream. I don't think that counts.
I was going to say, I think that was more like thriller than like haunted scary.
I know. Yeah, The Exorcist. I keep meaning to watch that just to see it. I just haven't.
I'm with. Go ahead.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, that one is a good one. That one is creepy. And I actually just learned, I didn't know this, but I just learned this like 2 days ago. The house that inspired that and that they shot most of the movie at was a Frank Lloyd Wright house.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and he had some interesting happenings with some of his houses.
Yes.
Oh, Harry and the Hendersons was one of my favorite, but I could see how if you're like, yeah.
Harry, how can you be scared of Harry?
I loved Harry. But I mean, if you're little, I think I was pretty young, but my mom loves Sasquatch too, so that wasn't weird to me.
Yeah, I'm going to have on, I think it's next month. They're called CIA. It's like Cryptid Investigation Appalachian or something like that. They go hunt Bigfoot out in Appalachians. They're going to be on the show, so I'm kind of interested with that. I mean, I'm always, I'd love to go hunt Bigfoot. I'm not going to lie. But I think I'm more scared of mountain lions and bears.
Same.
Being out in the woods.
So that was the other thing I was going to tell you. So some of my blood comes straight from Appalachia, West Virginia. But did you know that Geauga and Ashtabula County are considered a part of the Appalachian Trail and territory as well?
No.
So I worked with my aunt and we used to title examine at all the counties and we would cross lines, like from Ashtabula to the lake and Geauga to Trumbull. Or wait, was it I think it's actually, what was the other one? Either way, I would always ask her, I'm like, what is that shift? And she'd be like, what do you mean? And I'm like, did you feel that energy change when we crossed county lines? And when I found out that Appalachia technically goes to the Ashtabula County line and all the way to the lake, it actually made all the sense because it just feels different here and it feels more, I don't know, almost ancient and full of energy in a way that the other counties don't.
Yeah. Ashby County has some dark history to it. If you look into, I mean, if you weren't afraid of spirits, it's always animals and people. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of us do paranormal investigations because we like talking to the dead more than the living.
Yep.
That's the way I am. I mean, I do enjoy talking to people that have the same interests in me, even not. I mean, like Ashley and I have different beliefs, but we talked. I don't know. I mean, we actually talked probably more than we investigated that night. I think at Riders. I mean,
but the investigation time that we spent was well packed in, I thought.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. I mean, started off in a dining room all the way to upstairs. So it was cool. So I'm trying to read all these here. So
me too. Yeah, it is the living you have to worry about. And that's actually hilarious because that is something like I love cemeteries and I just love to do things by myself. And perfect timing, Deborah Lynn, your intuition was on. And people always go, "Aren't you terrified?" And I'm like, as long as there's no real living people or men lurking in the shadows there, no. I am more afraid of the like skin people than I am the supernatural. Yeah,
So,
I do love cemeteries. Go
so,
ahead.
oh, you're blacked out now. All right. So the one cemetery you don't like investigating, would you be willing to take me during the day?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I'm not a huge believer in cemeteries being haunted. Um, I don't know why, but that's just the way I feel because I feel like if I died, I'm not hanging out at a cemetery.
It's I love it. Okay, so it's funny that you say this because this is how I always felt. And in all the cemeteries I've been to, there isn't a lot of activity for the most part. What I think I've learned about Trask is it's not just Trask Cemetery, it's something about that land.
Okay.
So the stories that my dad had, it's right off of 166 on Trask Road. It's out here. It's by Medieval Fair. Like literally right through the woods. And probably the most haunted property I've ever been on was my boyfriend's, which was literally just behind this property. Um, and what's wild about this is I grew up my dad telling me the stories of Trask Cemetery, and all his friends had all these stories, and other people and locals. And I was always like, is it that bad? And then I met my boyfriend, and he talked about how haunted their land and house was. And when I found out that it was literally right through the woods, I was like, okay, there's something going on because that whole, like, it's like past just a block. It's probably 2 or 3 blocks. And I mean, the entire area around here feels like this. It's just in different capacities. So my dad started telling me that they used to go party at that cemetery when they were younger because it was so rural and they wouldn't get busted. And the one night they literally all got there and this little old lady started chasing them out and yelling at them, but nobody could understand what she was saying. And by the time she got to him, he was like, she was your typical ghost. You could see through her. She looked like mist and she was mad. And the only thing he was understanding is she wanted him to go away. So they did. Well, then we started hearing the typical local stories of she was a witch that lived there and she used to hang kids in bags from trees and all this other weird stuff. Well, then he would also go on to tell me more stories like there was a skinless deer where you could see its muscles and organs and it was like killed and processed, but it would just run past them. And he's like, I don't think that was real. So all these stories over the years, I started having my own experiences at my boyfriend's house right through the woods from there, and those were not great. Like, actually, just a couple years ago, his dad owns the property right next to that place that they used to live, and I will not go back there. We got to the front gate, and me, my best friend, and my boyfriend were all thinking about it, and my best friend's like, "Come on, I'm going," and I was like, "You're going alone, because I'm not going back there, especially now that it's grown over." Because we saw things like that we could not explain. One of them being, it looked like a big bird human, and it's out far enough that it's not just somebody deciding to mess with us and like everybody was accounted for. So when that stuff started happening, we had drove past there a couple times, and there was one night where I felt super sick when we were getting ready to go buy it on a four-wheeler. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'm not going to do that. And so I was like, I'm going to go really fast past this place. And it almost felt like something was like trying to pull me in. So my mom, who loved all things paranormal, I called her and was talking to her. She's like, we're going. And I was like, we'll go during the day, but I'm not going at night. And she was like, okay. So we went there the one day, and they actually have some of the driveways blocked off. You can get in enough to park and walk it. And her and I pulled in. We got out of the car. I told her, I'm like, the nausea is starting, Mom. And she's like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And she started to walk. And it literally felt like somebody stuck their hand on the back of my neck, like, stop. And I was like, and she went, did something just touch your neck? And I went, all the hair on my body stood up and my energy just flushed. And I was like, nope. We both took off back to the car, and she sat there for a minute, and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm thinking about getting back out and checking it out again. I was like, you can take me home first.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So I'm not necessarily sure that it's just the cemetery, because I agree with you. Why would anybody want to hang out there unless they're trapped?
Yeah.
But I think it has more to do with that land.
Okay. I want to give a little shout out here. Christopher Boggs, the mortician. I never really talked to him. I follow him on Facebook. If you ever get a chance, if you don't follow him, follow him. He has it's like coffee talk or something in the morning that he does. It makes you think. I mean, the dude should be writing books, in my opinion.
I love it.
I mean, just it makes you think. Christopher, I said I never talked to you before, but thanks for posting that stuff. It's always good reading, and hopefully enjoyed your trip that you just did. So just want to give a little shout out to him. So
What's up, Christopher?
I don't know if he's still on, but whatever. I saw him pop up, so I figured I'd give him a little shout out. He has I'm terrible with names. Skylar Parakeet is his daughter. She's making some good waves in the paranormal field too. She's fun to watch also. So both very good investigators. All right. So yeah, we'll have to, so we got to hit Madison together. I'll get that together.
For sure.
Maybe it has to be cold though. November-ish. We'll try to go. Then maybe next month we can try to hit that cemetery in a day one time. And I do like cemeteries, not just for investigating. I mean, I'd really never investigate there because I don't believe in it, but they're just out of respect.
They're so peaceful.
They are peaceful, and there's, I feel different with cemeteries. They're just a lot of forgotten at cemeteries too. So
yeah,
just go pay our respects. So we'll have to do that maybe next month when it's not too cold out.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. I don't have much more to do. Just giving those shout outs, Paranormal After Dark. Yeah, we have to get together sometime and do an investigation.
Charleston's a place I really want to go.
Yeah, she had a very good story about that when she was on. It was kind of creepy, but it was good. She's been a lot of places to investigate, so a lot of good stories. We talked about doing our big trip out there next year. I would like to get to Penhurst sometime and investigate out there. So that's kind of in the works. I just don't have a date yet. I'm waiting for my vacation boat to get out next year, but I'm going to rent out Penhurst by myself. So, or private. I'm not going to pay for the whole thing, but privately. And we'll do Penhurst together. So, but I don't know. Anybody else have any questions? If you have questions, ask them now. I was telling them before I came on, I like to keep this under an hour. Obviously, we're an hour and 29 minutes right now. It never happens. But no, it was cool. It was a good conversation. It's good talking to Ashley. Missed you at the last investigation. You weren't feeling well.
I was so sad. I'm not gonna lie. I was so sad.
But yeah, we'll definitely get together soon. I know it kind of looks like I'm just looking at the bottom of my computer. My camera's up here, so I have a hard time like looking at my camera. Plus, I hate being on camera. So,
me too.
I have a question. What is your question?
We should really try to get into something in the harbor. I'll see if I can do some research and find us a place. That's a good question.
It's all you.
Well, when you started bringing up orbs, I started thinking about some of the videos that had been showing up with almost like multicolor, or it it almost looked like a witch ball, where they had the different colors on the inside that were actually moving. Yeah, one of the ones I saw was a purple one. Okay, so what I want to ask you was the Paranormal After Dark. What you captured, did it look like that purple color was like moving within the orb itself? I feel like when you have such a bold color come through in something like that, we have more questions.
I'll let her answer that. I mean, I posted this on YouTube. I wouldn't call it an orb, but it's more of a sphere. Like I'd never posted orbs in my life, but we were in Terminal Tower doing an investigation, and it was off the chair, and it was a sphere, and it just came in and came out. It was, I don't know. It's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. But we'll let Pennsylvania After Dark keep going.
Own shape, no orb, it was like blob. See, I've had some experiences like that too. And actually, Ryan, did I tell you about that night in the Harbor House that I stayed at my friend's, where that we were watching Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah.
That when the bag lifted, it was almost like a blob that was dimly lit from inside the bag. And I
Okay.
think that was the part that creeped me out the most, because not only did the bag fly, there was like something in it. And I was just like, yes, just like Paranormal After Dark said, it moved so fast. That's exactly what my experience was. It literally came up out of nowhere, and it just was like gone. That was really cool, because you said something about the sphere experience when they were talking about the orb and the blob. And then just as I was talking about that, it hit about how it moved so fast. Yeah, it was so fast. I don't think I've had quite an experience like that since. And that was in the harbor.
Oh, that's cool. And again, cool experience. You actually got on video, so I can't wait to see it. Are you gonna put that on Facebook or YouTube? Or both? You never know. We'll let her answer this, and we're gonna wrap it.
Sounds good. I was going to say, I could tell you stories about ghost experiences and otherworldly experiences on Trumbull Road right around the corner from Trask for days.
Well, I mean,
Gremlins and crazy.
the good thing is I have a podcast, and we can do this anytime. So,
True. I'll save them. I've got plenty in my pocket.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you're waiting for the owners to okay it, because that's what you should be doing. But hopefully we get to see it. If not, we'll take your word for it, because I believe you. So. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. It's an hour 33 minutes. I don't know if Barb is watching. I don't think she jumped on. She had internet problems, but I'll text her thanks a little bit later. Again, thanks everybody who joined in. Good questions, good feedback on everything. Again, we got some coming up. I actually have 4 this week coming up, so I'll be jam-packed this week with podcasts. I don't even know who's next, but we'll figure that out. I have 2 more on Wednesday. So Paranormal Penny Pinchers out of the UK will be on. I actually did something here. Let me see. And Angie Spiritual will be on Wednesday. So 2, 4, and 7. Then I'm excited about this one coming up. Charlie and Tanya from Old Hospital on College Hill. Then we have Ghostly Gatherings and Our Appalachian Nightmare. That's going to round up my month for podcast and one investigation. So again, I appreciate everybody being on, and we'll catch you hopefully Wednesday and keep bringing the questions.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.